Hello, my name is Meg Roberts, and I am the owner and creator of Sips and Socialize events. This is a business that I have created um, as a bartender event service that provides a freelance bartender for weddings, private parties, holiday events, and corporate gatherings, providing crafted cocktails, exceptional customer service with sophistication and a unique trait. This lavish service provides the needs, wants, and desires every host dreams of in a well tailored party. Some of the main reasons why this business matters is that no matter what is happening in the world, in our economy, catering services will always have a place. To grow and gain opportunities, whether it's for a wedding or business gathering, socialize and connecting with one another will always be an important role in human existence. Bartenders bring people together and always always allowing connections to be made no matter the location. This service will help provide a sense of luxury to even the smallest of events. This service is designed obviously for anyone who is of 21 years of age and is able to drink. As a previous bartender of nearly 16 years, the knowledge, skills, and creativity of drinks and exceptional customer service brings an element of euphoria that isn't always found in a normal environment. The passion and devotion of a bartender is served in a tall glass of memorable moments that are always cherished by all. As I mentioned, with this service being designed for someone of 21 years or older, that is mainly because it is obviously a bartender, freelance service that obviously serves liquor. So looking for a full service bar with an array of drink selection or unique cocktails, whether they are created for each individual event with a specific theme or already existing cocktails and crafted with a modern touch. Living in central New York, this service will be offered in and around the Syracuse area. The goal is to keep proximity relatively close, but with the option of taking it outside surrounding areas, depending on how big the event is and how I see fit as far as revenue. Currently, many restaurants and bars in central New York will host an event at their location, offering outside catering services, but with this, many businesses struggle to find bartenders to help them. Their resources are limited, making the guest experience average, and pay minimum wage for services that can be very demanding and require a certain level of knowledge and talent that aren't, compensated for. Sips and socializing events will have the opportunity to help many different audiences, ranging from younger to older generations with diversified backgrounds. Anyone of the age of 21 and older who desires to host an event with a bartender can use our services. We also can host with, events with mocktails for the non-drinkers. So there is a lot of room for opportunity. This idea is to keep those opportunities open and create memorable moments with our clients, making hosting a party easier and less stressful. With our adaptability and flexibility, our services will stand out from any other vendor. Exceptional customer service with attention to detail. We will always be able to create the vision each host desires. And that is very important in today's day and age. People are looking for that special attention to detail and also a personable connection. As far as the finances go, the first year realistically will be focused on building rapport and a strong customer base. Expectations are to start off on a slower, pace, but steady, with averaging at least one event or two shorter events each weekend. Especially because this is just me starting out, I want to make sure that I'm able to handle what is to come, and making sure that I am doing all the elements of bartending as well as organizing and structuring the event correctly and the way that I want to do it. There are, obviously the expectation that some of these parties could be a little bit longer than others. That's why I chose to specifically, say one, but also with 2 events a week. Weekend typically is when most of them occur. The options are to have a gratuity package or a non-gratuity package. This will give the host an option of allowing their guest to tip the bartender or keep it as an open bar with tips included in the base pay. On average, a career bartender can make roughly about $40 an hour. This calculation is based on real results of earning income from my experiences at a high-end resort and casino here in central New York. The casino was diverse and brought in many different types of clientele with many functions that brought in large parties. So the whole idea of an event is also very similar to the atmosphere of the casino. Using this as my baseline, I have incorporated it into the business plan. $40 an hour for an event that chooses the non-gratuity package. That means, so I am including the tip within that $40. With $25 an hour for the gratuity package, the extra $15 will be made up hopefully in those tips. This can lead to a bit of a downfall, but with proper marketing and advice to our host on how to let their guests know that tipping is encouraged, there really shouldn't be an issue. The only thing is it leaves a little bit of uncertainty of how much I will actually make with that event if our host decides to allow their guests to tip. Most people who are putting on an event are doing so because they can usually afford it. This service is viewed as a luxury, and with that comes the expectation that tipping for a service is highly recommended. And most of these people will have that extra money and want to do tipping and, making sure everyone is taken care of for their services. In the beginning, the idea is to have our guests purchase their supplies or set up a budget and have time set aside to go shopping with or without me. I love opportunities to get to know clients and what they say, what they are looking for in their events, and just making sure that I am an active listener and really getting to understand their vision. Getting to know a little bit more than just as a customer is beneficial to help me understand the event and also the bigger picture. This also includes knowing what they are looking for in the cocktails as well as signature drinks. Some people don't like mint. Some people do like mint. What type of citruses? Is there any allergies? Are there favorite liquors over another type of liquor? Do you want more beer selection? There are a lot of options, and getting to know your customer and the type of guests that will be here will ultimately benefit you in making sure that they are enjoying themselves, but also that they keep coming back up for more drinks, which potentially could equal more tips or, more service in general and a good time for everyone. This budget is set by them and tailored to their liking. My job is to help them with their selections and choices of liquors and bar supplies. The knowledge I have obtained in my experience as a bartender will give them quality and expertise choices. Hosting can be stressful along with shopping. My job is to help make it an easier process and help organize the events with as little of a headache as possible. This is part of the service we provide. Charging will be solely based off time spent shopping. Typically, $20 an hour is more than enough. Obviously, that price can change if things do get a little more complicated, and I am willing to go ahead and make those adjustments as seen fit. With four events or two shorter parties each week, the average gratuity package is about $200 plus tips with a minimum of at least $15 to $25 an hour. With a minimum of $15 an hour, I'll be right at about $40. So with that, $40 times 8 hours is $320 per event. With 2 events, average pay would be about $640. $640 times 4 events in that month equals $2,560 a month of income and $30,720 a year of income. With starting off slow, I am okay with those numbers. This would also be the case for charging for the non-gratuity package. The advantage of having tipping as an option is I will have the potential to make more than an extra $15 an hour. On top of the 25 an hour base pay, this will work for me with opportunity to make more money. But even if I were to do the non-gratuity package, $40 an hour is okay with me because I have made those calculations and know my worth as well as my value based off of my experience. The goal is to obviously increase the number of events and have returning loyal customers. In the long haul, I would love to have at least 4 events a week, creating about $1,280 a week, $5,120 a month, and lastly, $61,440 a year. This business has the benefit of having substantial extra supplemental income. So ideally, scheduling and flexibility is as I see fit, which can definitely come in handy for a mother of 4 as well as a working partner. But because of the enjoyment that I get from bartending, I know that I will be able to make a lot more appointments, as well as getting those events in will be definitely a high priority on my list. New York State obviously does have some very strict liquor laws and liquor permits, and licensing can be pricey to begin with, and most of the time you need a partner that is separate from your actual business to go ahead and actually do the filing for the liquor license. They don't want the person who owns the bar to actually hold the liquor license, and it can get very complicated with that. With the partners helping that, in the beginning, I do not plan on having a partner. I plan on doing this solely by myself. Starting out, I'll have bartender insurance, which will cover any liability claims and protect my personal assets. Also, it will protect any injuries or accidents if they were to occur due to my liquor services. This is approximately $150 a year with over $1 million limit per occurrence. So that is actually really good coverage. We obviously hope that nothing would happen, but if something did, this would definitely cover a lot of the liability claims and making sure that I am not personally liable for this. Anyone can host an event. So with many venues giving the option to have people come in and service the parties, a lot of these places will already have those permits in place and licenses already underneath them that will help cover the event as a whole, and any type of property insurance will help cover that as well. So initially, all I need to do is make sure as a bartender that I am covered through liability insurance. This will also save money on my host, who won't have to go out and actually get a 1-day catering permit, which actually ends up costing the same amount as the insurance for a whole year under me. So in retrospect, I am trying to save the host money as well, and there is a lot more coverage underneath that $150 insurance plan that I would have for myself. As for initial investments, insurance will approximately, like I mentioned, be about $150 a year. In roughly 3 years, it will be $450. The insurance funding will come from personal savings, looked at as an investment. This first event will help to replenish those funds, and the remaining will be set aside for any unexpected costs such as gas or covering supplies for the client. Sometimes clients have last minute requests, and I am always more than happy to run out and grab those and bring them to them and get reimbursed right after. With being reimbursed at a later date, supplies that are needed are mixers, strainers, muddlers, pour spouts, and also bottle openers, cloths for cleanup, and ice bucket for the bar area. A lot of hosts who are already putting these parties together or having it at a venue will have some of these products already, but having them on hand will definitely come in handy for me especially if I need them and a host doesn't have them. I can always reassure them that I have those supplies and I am able to, provide them with that excellent service and not have them stress over trying to figure out what they need to get. Um, mats will also need to be purchased. Roughly, this can cost about $150 on average. Amazon's a great spot to find these products. And again, the first event should help replenish those previous investments. And hopefully, earning a profit will begin by the second event. Now, the nice thing is that I have already done some events and have already started the process of exploring this opportunity, and it does work, and I have already seen earnings from this. So not only do I know that this is a good business idea, but I know that there is profit and there is revenue in it. And based off of, personal comments as well as, reviews from my guests. I've had repeating customers already within just a couple of months. So I know that this will work and I know that this will be successful. I would love to see SIPs and Socializing events as an LLC corporation. The professionalism an LLC carries will help to establish and trust and credibility with my clients. It will also benefit my personal assets while protecting them and saving me money with tax breaks and any potential losses if anything were to happen or I decided to actually just get rid of the business. More funding will need to be applied as the business grows. The plan is to set aside about 1/3 of earnings to help fund the insurance and any other business costs such as accounting, advisory, or any cost affiliated with applying for the LLC. Some of that can get a little time consuming, but also cost quite a bit of money and also to maintain it. That's why I would like to potentially hire a lawyer or an accountant to help me go over that and set aside money for taxes to make sure that I am doing everything legally and by the books. So paying a little extra money for that extra help will definitely benefit me in the long run, making sure that I don't get into any type of, trouble with the state or the government. We all know that the IRS will find us, and I am, perfectly fine with spending a little extra money to make sure that they don't find me. The benefit of this type of business is that making an earning will come quicker, like I mentioned before, than most other ventures. Cash, checks, Venmo, and similar service apps will be the primary form of payment. A lot of things are electronic these days, and it's very simple and easy. And my clients, as I've already seen, love doing this. And honestly, it's pretty easy too because all I do is tell them what the Venmo name is or they just hand me cash. And it's a very simple transaction. And there's not that much focus or, stress around that payment. And I'm able to focus on the fun things of hosting events and doing the service aspect of it. Which I really like because honestly, a lot of people do small businesses or any type of, idea that they have for an adventure. They don't want to focus so much on the nitty gritty of payments and, talking about, how much things cost because they truly just enjoy doing what they do. And I truly enjoy bartending and giving exceptional customer service. So I like to eliminate as much stress and conversation towards that and keep it very simple, but know that I'm getting paid at the end of the day. So with that, it is also very easy for me to track my finances. Obviously, cash will get deposited into checking accounts. Venmo is also a great service where they actually can help balance your how much you made within a month and give you a breakdown and also a balance sheet at each, end of the month type data. So it automatically gets sent to you or it's already on the app. So it is easy to, access as well as getting those numbers, which will ultimately help me with the business aspect of, my finances and making sure that I have a check and balance system set into place. I'm all about easy and staying efficient, and using a lot of these new electronic apps on your phone, on your computer definitely help with that. So as far as the team goes, I would love within 3 to 5 years to add at least one or two more people to help me out. Obviously, as I mentioned before, bartenders that are good and experienced and know what they're doing can be very hard to find. I've noticed that in central New York, we have a lot of people who love to bartend but don't know really how to bartend. Working in high pace environments, I know what to look for as far as good customer service oriented bartenders who have that knowledge and expertise in making drinks. You want people that know what drink, know their drinks, and are able to make them without having to stop and look things up. But in the beginning, I do plan on starting out as myself, by myself, and making sure I don't take on too much of a huge work load as far as the events go, but also setting expectation for my clients and telling them this is what I'm doing, this is how I'm starting out. So starting off slow will be my expectation level for my customers. And as I've mentioned, this has gone really well with being upfront and honest and telling them that I am just starting out as a freelance bartender event coordinator. And people seem to really get that and just appreciate that there are these options even available to them, because they are very rare, which is also going to be very beneficial for this particular business, because there aren't that many people that I am competing with as far as freelance event staff and services. I don't really need to build any type of prototype or have any type of franchise agreement or anything like that. Obviously, with the LLC, I will be able to go ahead and protect the business name, and form everything underneath that. As far as the market goes, I don't really need to test the market. My experience as a bartender is going to, already be me testing the market. I have been, as I mentioned, experienced on and off for 16 years and had just left a very high, high numbered casino where I have seen many numbers, seen many figures, brought in a lot of cash flow for the casino, and know my value and worth as far as my tips go. As far as like patent filing requirements, I don't necessarily need to do any of that type of work. So as far as like paperwork and starting off, I don't really need to do too much of that, which also makes the opportunity for me to make immediate income very, very realistic, and also very, prosperous right away, which is a huge thing, because people want to see results right away. And this particular business, the way that it is set up, I will be able to see those results, and it will be motivating for me to continue to grow and find more opportunities. Now, as far as, this whole business idea in general, marketing, I will definitely take advantage of social media platforms which are very cost efficient and help create bigger audiences, and, find targeted groups that would benefit from this service, reaching more people in my area and helping my events to be booked. With experience in funneling as well as advertisements, learning how to make those advertisements, and specifically, set up characteristics of an audience and the targeted, groups of people. I have spent a lot of time doing research and taking courses on website building, funnel making. These things have come to be helpful for me now as I am starting off this business, because I am able to do the back work myself. It is a little more time consuming, but once you have it set up, it is very easy to maintain and doesn't take too much effort once you have everything set into place. So really, I won't spend as many hours a week doing these advertisements. I can set, a certain limit of how much I would like to spend, say $5 a week. And really, the platforms do all the work for you as far as reaching these people. So, in a day and age where technology is advanced and, We have more availability to these apps. I definitely want to utilize that because people are always using their phones, computers, whatnot, and that is how they connect. And that is how I plan on connecting with them to be able to book these events and also for them to get more information about the services that I provide. As far as this opportunity goes, the flexibility, the dependability, also the the vision that I am able to create for my guests stand out more than any other business that is along this line as far as a freelance bartending service. My motivation and determination will help drive me to opening more doors for more opportunities. What I will be able to provide is exceptional customer service, exceptional personable skills, and just expertise knowledge on drinks and, what will look better as far as presentation goes and just overall, theme of these events and really truly listening to my clients. A lot of big venues sometimes forget that personal touch, and with this event service for freelance bartending, my goal is to make sure that I am actively listening and giving this customer, this client, everything that they want, need, and desire in their event. And also making it a moment for them to be able to enjoy it too and not feel stressed, but have that time to connect and make great memories with their friends and their families that they're having this party with. So, Sips and Socializing events is one of highly sought out, creative, innovative business plans. And I'm hoping that this will succeed. And I know it will succeed because I have hope and I have faith in this. And I know that what I am doing, I am good at. And when you're good at something, you stick with it. So thank you for listening to my business pitch, and I hope that you get as excited about this as I am. And I am looking forward to hearing feedback as well as some comments on, what I can do to make this better and, all around really interesting. Thank you. Bye.